Alright, so this is Dr. AJ Kumar. Craig told me that I should go look at how TLS works because I want to get HTTPS working. So I'm actually going to look up how does this. How does TLS work? God damn it. Okay, I know all this stuff. Where's Craig's crazy answer? SSL User's Guide. This is what I want. Introduction. Okay, I should read this out loud, shouldn't I? Transport layer security and its predecessor, the secure sockets layer, are cryptographic protocols designed to provide communication security over a computer network. The protocols use X509 certificates and hence public key, asymmetric cryptography, to authenticate the counterpart with whom they communicate, and to exchange a symmetric key for payload encryption. The protocol provides data message confidentiality encryption, integrity through message authentication code checks, and host verification through certificate path validation. DTLS, datagram transport layer security, that is based on TLS but datagram oriented. That's not a sentence. Is the only verb in that sentence, so the subject has to go before it, and DTLS that is not a valid subject. Anyway, I have a chimp level understanding of it. Okay, let's try it. Okay. I'm not going to read it out loud. I should, but I'm not going to. What's the DTLS? TLS is run over the TCP/IP protocol, even though This is what the root CAs thing that Craig is always bitching about is. Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna absorb this, but I'm just gonna kind of, maybe I should read this out loud just so I hear the words, like, verbally. Okay. Where are my glasses? If a client and server wants to use an upgrade mechanism such as defined by RFC 2817, or upgrade a regular TCP IP connection to a TLS connection, this is supported by the Erlang SSL application API. This can be useful, for example, supporting HTTP and HTTPS on the same port and implementing virtual hosting. Note this is a TLS feature only. Okay. Security overview. To achieve authentication and privacy, the client and server perform a TLS, DTLS handshake procedure before transmitting or receiving any data. During the handshake, they agree on a protocol version and cryptographic algorithms, generate shared secrets using public key cryptographies, and optionally authenticate each other with digital certificates. A symmetric key algorithm has one key only. The key is used for both encryption and decryption. These algorithms are fast compared to public key algorithms using two keys, one public and one private, and are therefore typically used for encrypting bulk data. Okay, I just had an insight into idiom for something that was completely unrelated, which is how WFC should work. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but that's what my brain is doing in the background. Anyway, let's just keep reading. Because right now it's really simple in the sense that all it has is a sentence. It's just the sentence reducer. Okay. I got it. So, what I'm thinking because I need a way for there to be functions. Okay, defun, let's call it X. Let's call it IOR. Defun XOR as a truth table XOR F as a truth table 0, 0 gives 0. Okay, def macro. Okay, so what are our core forms? So core forms are plus, times, and this. Now this is going to be for constructing a list. Okay. Define XOR M. And a macro is just a function that takes a list as an argument. Def macro, and it's customary. Okay, def macro XOR M, but you just define it on the list. Okay. So this is the empty list. Okay, and 0 and then equals will do the pattern matching. This is the empty list. The empty list. The sum of the empty list is the sum. X's and then any other integer will be beaten down mod 2. Define, okay, so lambda and define. Actually, instead of define, let's just use equals. Should we have a case statement? Yeah. Case X's. This is the empty list, in which case I set it 0. I gotta think a little bit more about this. This is already much more complicated than I would like. I gotta read SycP, don't I?
Me too.
That's something I will add, though. I should make a blog. That's what I should do. I should have a blog rather than these pages. A blogging engine. That's not a bad idea. Something that's kind of like WordPress, but not shitty. Anyway, book reviews. So what I want to do currently reading in the queue. Currently reading on my own. Okay. Calculus on manifolds by Spivak. What else are we reading? Fuck, what's his name? By Orberg. Let's see. I think that's it. Those are kind of the main ones. There's a couple others. I think I might demote calculus on manifolds back into the queue. I don't know. Differential geometry is sort of important. Oh, and I forgot, because I haven't done it in a while. By Color and Thomas. Currently reading on my own. Cynical by Buckrose and Lindsay. In the queue, have read and reviewed. Alright, I'm gonna delete this shit. Currently reading in the reading playlist. Algebra, Calculus on Manifolds by Spivak, Cynical Theories, in the queue. I looked at visual differential geometry and forms by Needham, and it was honestly a disappointment. It just, I don't know. Divine Wildberger, elements, Euclid, treatise on conics, Apollonius. Oh, the Bible, obviously. Holy Bible. Holy Bible. I'm too fat to be on video right now, but I think if I lose some weight, then I'll put my face up and do a reading of the Bible, because I've never read it all the way through. I've read like a little bit of Genesis, and that's it. And I grew up in a Western culture. It's just ridiculous to not know about the Bible. I'm just looking at my bookshelf right now, because I've got tons of books that I've only like looked through briefly and never really read thoroughly. Algebraic Topology by Hatcher, that'd be a good one. Fractals Everywhere by Barnsley. Holy Bible, Treatise on Conics. Oh. Where is my Lie groups book? That should be on the list. I think it might not be on my immediate bookshelf. Like, why do I have an OCaml book here? I've never written, I've written a little bit of OCaml, but never anything serious. SICP, that was what I wanted to add. By, what are their names? One of them has exactly the same voice as me. Abelson. Is it Abel or Abel? It's Abelson. And, who's the wizard guy? Who's gonna bother me? Sussman. Is it with two N's? No. Abelson and Sussman. Okay. I should do this as a reading. 883 pages. Jesus. Okay, anyway. Is it just... Okay, what is... Okay, that's 100 pages or so. That's almost 200 pages of just this. Like, what is going into this? Alright, I gotta read this book eventually, so... It's, you know, it's one of the greatest books ever. So... Bitcoin white paper. What's the Bitcoin white paper. I want to read about that. Yeah. By Nakamoto. Is it with a D or a T? T, okay. Let's see. Oh, visual complex analysis. I've read that book before, and it's very. I liked it before when I was an undergrad, but I probably will like it less now. And then I got this book, and I was very excited for it, and then I've read the first. I think it's split into acts, and I read the first act and was very disappointed with it. It's not that it's bad. I learned a lot from it. It's just that I didn't like... I found the arguments very unconvincing. Which I guess is what you kind of expect from a visual argument book, but it was just... It was what I dislike about math, which is when it presents bullshit as if it's rigorous. When in fact it was hand-waving. It was not precise... I'm just looking at my... Oh, I own the Gulag Archipelago. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's on my list. I didn't know I owned that book. Jacobson. I have a book here by Jacobson. I'm just going to look at it. I haven't even cracked the spine. It's 300 pages about just Lie algebras. Oh. Let me put it back in here. Oh. Okay. Jesus Christ, there's so many books I want to read. So, yeah, real and complex analysis. I should group these by author, shouldn't I? Real and complex analysis, and then what's the third one? Functional analysis. AFGH, yeah, okay. Treatise on Conics by Apollonius. It's not differential, it's differential. Differential. I also want to read the Eternity white paper, but that's less important. I've tried reading the Bitcoin white paper, and it's just Holy Bible. I want to reread Incerto. God, there's so much to read. I mean, this is easily like 2,000 pages. And some of this is really dense. I've read Baby Root, and I don't need to read that again. Well, I probably do. Fractals Everywhere. Oh, here, I have this book. Strogat's Nonlinear Dynamics and Chaos. Nonlinear Dynamics, Chaos by Strogat's. And then he has another one that I think is just called Sync. And I read Sync. Sync was really good, and that was very informative in my thinking. Strogat's algebra. I should reread Inserto, shouldn't I? But holy shit, I have so much reading to do. I gotta read like every single day. I can't go a single day without reading, can I? All right. I think calculus on manifolds needs to be demoted. I'm gonna focus on two at a time. Okay, algebra and lingua latina, because these two are sort of the more long-term things. And algebra is so far has actually been a pretty easy read. Holy Bible Inserto by Tls. People I should look into who I should read. People I should look into. Trying to think. Popper. I think that's how you spell it. Karl Popper. I should read more Thomas Sowell. I have not. I've been kind of on Thomas Sowell. I read Basic Economics, and that was okay. There's one other book of his I read. He's written a lot of books. Here's a good one. By Sowell. The reason, so I own that book, and what everyone said, I've tried to read Marx. I really have, and I can't get into it. I'm sorry. I just don't find, it's really like, it's like reading Moldbug or somebody like that. It's not even, he's worse than Moldbug. Here, here, let's try reading it. Here. Commodities and Money. It's 549 pages. I should read I should put this on the list. I'm not going to enjoy reading it, but Capital. Oh, I should read Mein Kampf, of course. By Hitler. Just in terms of being an important book. Mein Kampf by Hitler. Did Mao wrote his Little Red Book? I should probably read Mao's book. I don't know. Wow, there's a lot I need to read. Alright. Holy shit. Popper. Craig gave me a bunch of books to read. One of them, books, Heinlein told me to read that. 48 Laws of Power. How Great Generals Win. I've started reading that, The Prince. In college I should have been reading these books. That's what you're supposed to read, these types of books in college. And in college instead I was doing, dumb shit like diversity and, college was a giant waste of time. Do not go to college. Oh, I need to learn more about probability. Taleb wrote a statistics book. I want to read that. Statistical concept. Sequences of Fat Tales by Taleb. I want to read that. Taleb is... Oh, Zinn. I want to read People's History of the United States. Should that go under A? I guess it should. This is going to bother me. Yeah, okay. By Zinn. Oh, I want to read Malice's books. One of them is called I read most of the New Right, but I should reread it. By Malice. What was the other book? I read the North Korea one. The North Korea one is really good. Oh, Anarchist Handbook. I should read more of the woke books. Like, I should read Foucault and Derrida. Euler. He's not woke, as far as I know. I think he died. I think he died before. Oh, who was that loser? John Stuart Mill. Gauss. Newton's book. Oh, what's Maxwell's books? Holy shit, I have so much to read. Okay. I think, okay, so I'm gonna have to, I can't skip a single day, can I? There's so much to do. Oh, I should read D'Angelo. What's her name? Oh, Rand, of course. Ayn Rand. Kendi. I should read Beautiful Trouble. Who was that guy? Baudrillard. Anyway, let's look into Let's Encrypt, or okay. gravitation, of course. Misner, Wheeler, and Thorne, I think. I think those are the authors. I own the book. I haven't really read it. Who was the quantum mechanics guy? Heisenberg. Probably should read Einstein's original work. Heisenberg and Einstein. Bohr. Should read all these great. I should read Turing's original work. I'm kind of annoyed that in school I never was like directly reading the works of the geniuses in their own words. It was always somebody else regurgitating their ideas. But anyway, Algebra by Artin. Alright. I think I'm gonna... I can't skip a single day with those, can I? If I want to ever have any hope of, like, in the rest of my life, reading all of this, I can't skip anything. I have to read every day. Okay, let's. I'm going to stop this video and we're going to read an Artin section. How about that? Let me get it set up. Artin. And we'll be reading cyclic groups. That's what we'll be reading. Let's see if the pointer works. Sometimes the pointer doesn't work. Yeah, it works. So let's zoom out so that way I can see where I am. Cyclic groups. Okay. And I should get my paint running. Fuck off. Do I need anything else? Oh, I need the physical book to look things up. Where is it? Here we are. Oh, Arnold. Of course. Jesus Christ. How was I stupid enough? Arnold. Okay. Myself a bunch of homework. Okay. Alright, we're going to stop recording.